Andrea Andi Rodriguez, cultural placemaker. As vice president at Centro San Antonio, Andi Rodriguez has led the Art Everywhere project since its inception in 2020. Having installed over 175 works by local artists, she believes in the power of public art as a placemaking tool which connects our community through our stories and provides opportunity for artists. She is a past chair of Leadership San Antonio, former city planning commissioner, founding chair of the Hemisfair Conservancy, a co-founder of Power of Preservation, PROM, and past chair of the Mayor's Commission on the Status of Women. Andi wrote for the San Antonio Business Journal for 16 years, and she has studied urban planning, cultural studies, and earned a master's in architecture. Please welcome Andi to the PechaKucha stage.
First of all, thank you, Brenda. That was great. And can you believe this? I have to follow all these amazing presenters. I can't believe it. Well, my time has started, and I haven't even pulled up my thing yet. So, hey, let me check out my AI. So first of all, thank you for being here. To all my friends, my family, my partner, James. Love you guys so much. So this evening, I'm going to tell you about a story about something that's occupied as something every day of my life, like literally every day, like 24 hours a day. I think about it. I think about art. I think about ways to provide opportunity. And so first of all, there are two things you need to know about me. I'm from the Midwest. I have an amazing family. I'm a cornball, and I believe in magic. I mean, magic that art possesses and people present that. So when I was in elementary school, and my slides have gone way off kilter now, but I wanted to be a ventriloquist, maybe a cosmetic designer, a comic book artist, but none of those things panned out. But what I did realize is that art possesses magic, and since I was never going to be able to create it, I thought maybe I could help others create it. So right here, you're going to see that my dad is engaging with public art. That's him with his finger in the lion. And one of my sisters who said, hey, like, let's use my car as a canvas. So she would continue to repaint her car. But creativity is something that really happens in all of us. And so, you know, the thing is, right now with art everywhere, and I know it sounds like I'm talking about work, but this is something I think about every single day, that we as a community need to create these arts. And like Brenda was saying, and Chris and Curtis and you know, Emily, this is the thing that we all have stories, and it's important for them to be shared, and so that's what I'm here for. So if you know an artist, you know that they possess magic. They can't not make art. It flows through their veins. But if you didn't grow up around art, it can feel murky and confusing. So that's why we as a community need more art. We need more art so that we can be accustomed to it and to value it and demystify it and understand how it connects us. So we launched this project back in 2020. There were no murals at street level, and everyone kept saying it was impossible. No, it can't be done, it can't be done. It's like, no, let's see what we can find out. And so as we began to pursue it, then the pandemic hit, and followed by George Floyd's death, and our community was aching to be connected. And we had to find ways to find artists and to find ways to allow artists to tell these stories, because it was important, again, to be connected through these metaphors. So despite not being able to be together, artists began to use their magic in the stories that were shared all over the country, but especially in our own city and especially downtown. And we kept going because it was a challenging time for artists, but we needed to tell these stories. And downtown businesses, and we continued to matchmake artists to businesses and produce art anywhere we could to illustrate the transformative power of art. And you know what? During this time, something amazing began to happen downtown. And slowly, businesses began to appreciate and understand that art made their buildings cooler and their spaces more special. And the magic that these artists created was valuable. And most importantly, the public saw themselves in the stories that created this downtown, and these stories mattered. And this connection was magical. And since then, we've established over 175 works. But it's funny, I don't just ask for money. I go and I ask for a building, I ask for a wall, I ask for a way to make it happen. You know, and I talk to artists, even when they're not sure if they can do it. And, you know, we had one artist that was doing a 5-story mural, and he said, wow, this is a great wall, but, you know, I'm afraid of heights. And I said, dude, this is your opportunity. And he did it. And so every day, you know, I'm on the phone with somebody trying to convince them, whether it's convincing someone to do something or it's convincing someone that they have it in themselves. So it's really crazy, and I'm really way behind now, but one of the things is that we have such an art-rich city, and we have to keep finding ways to make this possible, because it's always a yes until you get a no. Our community is better when we realize that life is better with art. These magical people, this way that we are connected with each other. And it's funny, Brenda referred to this in her presentation, but there's a famous saying by Marcel Duchamp, who essentially says that art isn't really art until someone else views it, and that his work is done, or her work is done, when the story is seen and heard. And that's where the street comes in. So one of the things that we keep trying to do is to open up these opportunities, and so that everyone has a chance to make art. It's important because the public realm is a place where people begin to feel comfortable, and it belongs to all of us. And it's the most democratic form of art, I believe. This brings me back to the story of partnership, and I've had the opportunity to work with some of the most extraordinary artists and creative thinkers and magicians, but none of this would be possible without partnership to the property owners and the businesses and the city and the people. It really does take a village to make art happen. I do downtown tours of arts nearly every month, and I never cease to be amazed by the questions that people have and how they see their own stories in the art that's out there. And it's really, you start to find that the stories that we share, that are shared by artists, is something that we all possess. And so now, you know, it's crazy, but you see someone, I mean, I've worked with so many different artists, and this art is out there, and you will see them look at their art on the wall in a public space, and they have tears in their eyes because their stories are being heard. So each year we try to raise the bar and connect artists to ways that they can share their stories. And this year we opened earlier in the year our La Zona Public Art pop-up gallery, and we're so proud of it. It's something that so many special creative people have made their own, and so each month we turn it over. We try to bring again, gallery art to the street, and now we're trying to bring street art to the gallery. But most importantly, it's really about the magic. It's really about the magic. So I want to encourage you all to support artists, because each work of art not only tells a story or puts a local artist to work, it also creates vibrancy in the urban core, but it's this beautiful lasagna of personal experiences, and it's a new way to see the world, to see each other, and connect us to our community stories, because your story might be my story. We should know each other better, and that is pure magic. Thank you.
You know, earlier when we were practicing, Andi was like, you know, I don't take no for an answer. And she just got up here and said, yes, we're going to do it. Like, I hate going to the dentist, and I hate asking for money. How do you get to yes?
Well,
because people are saying yes to you.
The funny thing, the money isn't the hard part. It's people to trust us with their walls. It's working out legal agreements. It's renting lifts. It's finding paint. It's getting people to show up on time. But it's about trust, and in that trust is magic.
Have you ever made a bad match in life or in art and building?
Every day? No. No. Well, it's really funny. When it comes to art, I really try hard to find the right artist for the right space, and it doesn't always work out, but we're pretty lucky. And again, when you just look around our entire city, we are a city who values artists, but we can do better. And I'm not kidding. Each one of you guys, go out there, support art, look at art, show up for art, because it's important, because our community depends on it. So.
Bravo.